Welcome back to American Latino TV. Now, if you're like me, you're definitely in touch with the kid inside. And up next, we indulge our inner child by exploring the rise of Latino writers involved in children's books. Now, we as a Latino community are often striving to have our perspective and experiences included in the mainstream spectrum of American culture. But while that often means TV, movies, and music meant for adults, the truth is, giving young Latino children positive images and stories is just as important. Up next, we catch up with the premier Latino writers making that happen in those wonderful children's books that honestly, I think anyone at any age can enjoy. Brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state.
I am Yuji Morales, and I create children's books. This is Niño Wrestles the World, and this is a book that celebrates a few things, among them lucha libre. What you find in the book is a lot of actually characters from the Mexican popular culture. It is a book in English that has the insertion of words in Spanish, which to me is a celebration of how these two languages play together.
I've done a lot of research in the last few years on the bilingual brain is stronger. And there's just some articles that just came out. The bilingual brain can help prevent Alzheimer's. And the bilingual brain, you know, a bilingual person has better job opportunities.
The Spanish-speaking population in the United States is growing, and it's growing everywhere, and they need us everywhere. The books, the music, the traditions, and that's why we are everywhere.
There is a huge place for these books and for these artists and these writers. I don't know that they are necessarily receiving all the support that they need from both the publishing industry, also the public might not even know that these books exist.
The percentage of books either written by people of color or about people of color compared to the general population is pretty small. I think it would be great if those amount of books that were about people of color or written by people of color could sort of match what, what's out there as a demographic.
Editors were sending me letters back after I submitted my work, and they were saying, we really like your work, your illustrations. It's something that we could work with, but your stories, we are never going to be able to sell those stories. They are scary.
My personal stories are family stories of growing up in the two cultures. My mother's family comes from Ireland, and so I have this Cuban, Irish, American background. And so I am a product of the two cultures. I'm, in a way, a bridge between the two. I want to encourage people to hold on to their languages and their traditions as they're becoming American, or if you're American and you have a chance or an opportunity to speak another language, that's what it is. That's what I want to support.
Eventually, the book was published. It's called Just a Minute, a trickster tale and counting book. And when it came out, it was my first book, the first one I have both written and illustrated, and it was my second book after Harvesting Hope, which I only illustrated, and it won numerous awards.
Latino and Latina teachers I'm running into that are hungry for authentic stories that they can share with their students. And they're hungry for them in Spanish. There's so much to learn from all these cultures. When you know somebody's story, it's hard to hate them. You learn something from them. You can bring something to them. And it's a big enough world, I think, and I think there's room for all of these different kinds of stories.